Welcome to episode 14 of the Guild Roleplay Sky King's Tomb, or episode 26 by Jordan Reckoning. When last we left off, Jordan, would you like to recap? I was going to rearrange people while he did that, but everyone's actually in the right spot.
We performed the rite of repatriation after beating up some statues that went poorly up until it didn't. We fought some statues, and then we talked to Rhea about how to actually perform the rite, and she led us through that. And then uh, Targic came out of the dagger and attacked us, or was it some sort of shadowy figure? I don't remember what it was. We fought some sort of spirit something from the dagger.
Yeah.
And then we were able to combine it back together, I think, weren't we? Yeah.
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 I'm so confused.
What about?
I seem to be unable to get the chat panel to work properly or to show up properly in Foundry.
Landing?
It's very confusing.
Landing? Oh my god. Guys, I might be able to see the game.
Whoa. Amazing. So I guess I'll just... Oh, God damn it.
I don't even want to look at my download and upload speed, though. That's scary.
We were told to find the worm.
And to find the worm, seek the victim or something?
The worm knows the way to the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not the only ones seeking the worm. We're shown an image of someone else in a tunnel. But there's a the last victim. To find the worm, seek her last victim, last survivor, a drathnelar here in Highhelm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we search around the city to find out if anybody knows about a drathnelar, and end up down in the burrows where Usa, a rat folk that we met. She's rat folk, right? There was the other one that was kobold. Yeah. She knows the gnome that we're looking for, but that person was recently arrested. So we're gonna try and talk to them in prison or something.
Or something. And it has been 2 weeks, so I will just remind you that it is known that this gnome in question is being held at the Broch, which is a for-profit prison in King's Crown. Except that it's in King's Crown, but it's not in King's Crown because it's literally outdoors. It's on the terrace. So it's at the same level as King's Crown, but it's outside.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, Baroom's got feelings about going outside.
I hate it. It was not for me. But maybe now that I'm a dwarf, maybe I'm supposed to go outside.
I don't think dwarves are meant to be outside either.
But what about the quest for Sky?
Have you gone outside before?
I've probably been outside. I also feel like Grom burns as easily as I do in the sun.
But not all dwarves are groms.
This is true.
Okay. So what is the plan?
Can I do like a recall knowledge or something with High Helm Lore to see, like, what's the process of getting into the prison as not a person who's going to be staying there for an extended period of time?
Okay. Yeah. That'll be High Helmler.
Okay, so that's this one. We want to.
Okay. So the general structure of this prison is that it is actually a disused guard tower that has been converted to a prison. So the tower itself is the prison blocks. What was previously used as watch posts and sleeping chambers and storage rooms are now cells. And the administrative and housing for employees have been built outside of that tower, just sort of around the base. And then there's a palisade wall around that. So you just need to get into that palisade wall and then you can talk to someone. I mean, presumably you show up at the palisade wall and say, hey, can I talk to someone?
Okay. Seems easy enough.
Is this
What could
like
go
an
wrong?
arrange a meeting type place where like we
Hello?
We missed like the end of that sentence,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
it's gonna not sound good, I don't think, for a minute.
I mean, you sound fine. You're just
Oh,
very
okay.
delayed.
Yeah, you guys have gone robot, but I've heard everything, so I'm
Right.
concerned about my internet.
You are not robot, but I am also concerned about your internet.
Well, the question I had asked was, is there someone we're supposed to talk to in like Clan Tolo or something to make a connection? Krohan's grandmother or something, for instance. Mm-mm.
Are they the ones that run the prison? Do we know who is in charge of that?
I forgot to mention that you critically succeeded your recall knowledge, so you can ask a follow-up
Oh.
question.
Do we know who runs the prison? Do we know who's in charge of it?
Yes, in fact. I am trying to figure out if it belongs to any particular clan. And I'm using multiple sources for this because I don't. It is not telling me what clan he belongs to. I'm guessing he does not belong to any of the 12 major clans. I don't know if his name is Balim of the Black. I don't know if Black is a clan or he's just extra. But definitely not anyone, definitely not the kind of person that Clan Tolor is likely to have connections to. The prison itself was opened about 50 years ago by Balim as a for-profit prison.
Under whose authority?
So you don't need authority to open a prison, you just need authority to actually house people there.
Sure. But who made the decision to start housing people there?
It's a good question. Would you like to roll to see if you know that? As best
Something
you're-
that
as
happened in my lifetime.
yeah,
Like-
as best you're aware, there is no actual authority, and it's completely illegal, and no one asks questions.
So he's doing something that. Okay, wait, hold on. I also fixed my internet by plugging directly in, and now it's all done.
That
So
that tends to help. What were you just on Wi-Fi?
yeah,
Oh,
but I
Did you
tested
have a
it on my
fan like
phone.
blowing the Wi-Fi away?
I don't know because it's not. It doesn't affect phones. I tested it on my phone, and it's fantastic on my phone. So the Wi-Fi dongle on my computer is my PC is probably acting up.
great.
Anyways,
So they're just illegally housing people that they've deemed have committed crimes. Like,
ugh.
They are people who have been arrested by the proper authorities,
mhm.
but you have heard about this prison that they don't have any actual certification from any government body.
Okay. I
so,
think
so it might be like a kids for cash kind of scenario where he's paying judges to sentence people to his prison so that he can then charge the city exorbitant fees.
I am now saying maybe we shouldn't just walk up there, but maybe we should figure out more about this prison before we.
Also, I got some faces when I said kids for cash. Are you familiar with this? This is
I've heard of cars for kids.
Okay, Kids for Cash is a real-world scandal where for-profit prisons were literally bribing judges to over-sentence juvenile delinquents so that they could house more of them and then charge the government to house them.
That's so not shocking.
Right?
Holy fuck, though. I thought
Yeah,
you
I-
were talking about like the child trains back in the day where they were just kidnapping people, kidnapping orphans to like make them work on farms.
Oh, the reason that I'm familiar with this and no one else is because it happened in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh no! So it's
I-
like
I wish I was more shocked by the fact that this happened. Yeah.
you're like, yes, this insanely well-known scandal, and we're all.
That happened in the small town that I'm from.
Yep.
It's not small. It shows up. It's only 2 scrolls out into PA to get it to show up on Google Maps. That's how I judge how small a town is. How many like scrolls? How many times you have to press the
Yeah.
plus arrow?
Oh my god.
And how many scrolls do you have to do for the city you live in, Aaron?
It shows up when you're on the world map. You are looking at the globe of Google Earth. Usually, you get me.
Yeah. And then Uso was also saying that she had a trunk full of.
Why is he
Oh
like-
yeah,
Stuff.
her stuff.
Jarelga, yeah.
Drelga. So maybe we want to look through that.
Sure, let's go rummage through Jarelga's stuff first, I guess.
Great. I need to log into Twitch or log into Streamlabs and figure out why the fuck the alert box is broken. Because we got we got some resubs and
Yeah.
they didn't notify. I'm gonna press the test button. That worked.
Watch
Kevin
streaming.
became a patron.
Kevin, not Kevin.
But yeah, we got resubs from Aren and Matt. Welcome back.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to say we ended the session with you literally talking to Usa.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we pick up the session with you just doing some thinking about this prison and then saying, yes, we would like to see that shit. just stuck in the dialogue window, like it's just staring at your face and waiting for you to choose what to say. Okay. Where did Usa store Jorelga's possessions? Fuck if I know.
She said I have a trunk of her
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but like, where?
Oh. I was like, yeah, in a trunk. Which is useful because it does tell us like the scale of things we have to process.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the trunk of a broken down car that's in some alley somewhere.
Then it would be a boot.
Just so I don't have to come up with shit, there's a nebulous location where exists a trunk full of Jorelga's stuff that is somehow owned or controlled by Usa. I don't fucking know. There's an alley that she guards. Or it's just at her house.
Okay.
So you're just gonna start rummaging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look for clues why. Baroom specifically is looking for reasons Jorelga would have gotten arrested in her stuff, if we can sort of derive that.
Okay.
But we were told why she was arrested. Smuggling.
She was arrested on smuggling charges.
She was arrested for smuggling, but we also know this prison is a for-profit prison. Like, is there
Are you saying that the guards would have arrested her on some trumped up charges?
They would have made things up to put someone in prison? What?
How deep does this conspiracy go? How many
All
people
the
are on
way
the
to the
take?
top. It goes all the way to the top.
You're right.
So, you start rummaging.
We start rummaging.
So obvious mundane clothing, housewares, slightly less obvious dried foods, spelunking gear, and a leather roll, the kind that you would store delicate tools in, that Usa says she found under a floorboard, that is full of a sterling mining tool set and a sterling scribing tool set.
What's the difference between scribing and writing?
I do not believe there is one.
Theory wants to tell me. Fuck off.
Okay. Each of these tools in this roll bears the stamp of Clan Mulgrade. Wait. Oh. I misread. There's cooking tools, mining tools, and scribing tools, all sterling. I was like, it continues to talk about the cooking tools, and I'm like, wait, I thought it was mining and scribing tools. I've read this before. I'm not running this cold. Yeah.
And Margrave?
Mulgrade.
Mulgrade.
Yeah. Which is one of the 12 major clans.
And that's it? That's all that's, you know.
That appears to be it. She did
Okay.
not own very much.
Well, and she didn't hold
Okay.
on to smuggling entrapments.
Yeah, no letters, journal,
Yeah,
anything like
no.
that.
What's the tube?
Was
What's the tube I have? A secret letter sender thing. Furnace of Endings.
was the trunk something that Usa had, or was it something that was in Jarelka's residence? Something that was taken from there.
It was something that Usa had.
Okay.
Okay.
If it had belonged to Jarelka, I might have searched for hidden compartments.
Are you taking anything?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay.
think we need to at this time.
Okay.
And USA, if we told USA we needed it, we could come back.
Okay. Are you gonna dig any deeper in these these belongings, or
Yeah, I mean, like go through like with the clothes and stuff, and just double checking pockets. Archie's basically hoping to find some like letter, journal, something of that.
okay?
Yeah, signs of
Nature.
yeah.
Okay.
Anything
Basically,
hidden,
like-
like in the stitching?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rub
And
the
she-
seams of the trunk.
Does she have a map telling us how to get exactly where we want to go?
Can I get some perception checks?
Is it
This
Secret?
would be secret, yeah.
I was about to ask if I could roll thievery, but perception is better.
All right, Grom. Fucking
I'm
plus
a
12.
wisdom caster.
Yeah, I'm not used to plus 12s. I come from 5th edition. So you all notice different things. Archie, you find in the writing tools, the scribing tools, you find a business card, which has just a symbol, which is a 2-bit axe driven into a loaf of bread. A 2-bit axe is, I had to look this up, it's an axe with a head on each side.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's specifically a pickaxe with a head on each side. Hang on. I looked this up 2 weeks ago. No, it is an axe. It's like an axe, like a wood cutting axe, but it has double-sided head.
Damn it, Aren.
Baroom, you notice that the tools are of deceptively low quality. Like, they look really fucking pretty, and they're made of garbage. Just all of them.
So I rub them and like the silver paint starts to rub off the side of one of them or something.
More like you can tell by like for the chef's tools, for instance, just you can tell by the sheen and the angle of the grind on the blade that these are just really shitty metals.
Oh my god, it's Baldur's Gate 1. There's an iron ore crisis.
We have to start a war with
Yes. Okay. All right, noted.
And Grom, I don't know how perception reveals this, but it does. You realize that the cooking tools specifically are magical. And at first, the enchantment seems to be designed to chop ingredients swiftly, but you actually realize that it is a curse that causes the knife to veer towards the user's fingers.
Just to be clear, Baroom is like testing this and fully prepared to chop their fingers off.
You just got that body. Be careful with it.
I just got that body. Okay. And then business card. So that's a
Thoughts?
Do we know what that symbol is with the 2-bit axe with the loaf of bread?
Let's get some recall knowledge with some kind of relevant check.
Is High Helm lore relevant?
Yeah, it is.
Is it kind of like that, by the way?
Yes, except I'm imagining that the loaf of bread is split in half.
Oh, it's cracking the bread. It's cutting the bread
Yeah.
apart. Okay, it's not buried in. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. What place?
Okay.
Oh, I got nothing. Unless the bread axe guy is from the Darkland.
You've got the best lore. You've got Bardic lore.
I don't know if Bardic lore applies to local small businesses.
It applies to all recall knowledge checks, doesn't it?
Yeah. Could I roll society
Yeah.
to try and recall this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Society seems good. It's that or Dwarven Pantheon.
Well, yeah.
Don't think that one's
knowledge
good.
is ancient.
Actually,
haven't-
weirdly enough, Dwarven Pantheon would be applicable here.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Who's the god of axing bread in half?
I mean,
It's got to be at least half of them. It's like how, most of the Greek gods are some version of war.
So Archie rolled highest. So I'm gonna say that Archie is the first to recognize it as a rundown bakery that used to operate in an area of the depths that was originally known as and is still sort of known as, but it's pretty it's kind of a shitty name anymore, called Fulgrit's Kitchen. So named because a lot of food-related businesses operated there, and now it's kind of just a shitty neighborhood. Usa points out, if that bakery's implicated with Jarelga, there's probably some shady shit going on there.
This is the kind of thing. Okay.
I would be worried about falling afoul of the Blacknoon. I don't know if it's Blacknoon, but if it's in the depths and it's illegal, it's probably Blacknoon.
It
Probably
would be-
should mention to Usa about the curse on the cooking tools.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get fancy and use these.
Okay.
Are
Unless you feel like you have too many fingers.
Are all of the tools used, or are magical? Sorry, all the tools have that magic sheen, or just the cooking tools?
Just the cooking.
Okay.
Also, they're sterling, which is the Pathfinder name for mundane +1.
Archie looked to Usa. I said, so if it might be involved with the Black Noon, would it be better to talk to the Black Noon first?
I find they're generally pretty approachable.
Or if we just show up to the place of business and ask questions, if they'll just get upset?
Probably get pretty upset about that.
Can we like rewind one step? You said they're generally pretty approachable.
Yeah.
Where?
High noon. The tavern that the Black Noon operates pretty openly.
Oh. Huh.
The Black Noon only drinks at a tavern called the High Noon.
Mm-hmm. It's in the depths. Every high noon is dark. Noon.
It's the lowest noon gets in High Hell.
I don't know. I guess they have a sense of humor.
That sounds approachable to me. I think we should do it, guys. Let's go talk to the Thieves Guild. I mean, the Black Noon.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah, it
funny
seems like that
thing is that the Black Noon Thieves Guild is like widely known as the Black Noon Thieves Guild. This is like the name by which they operate. But they have a variety of legitimate businesses that they use as covers for crimes. And everyone knows this. And they just get to.
Do they pay their taxes or something?
Yes, they do. Very
That's-
much.
Oh yeah,
so.
no. Criminals always pay their taxes. That's
Right.
the one way they can get you. The easiest way they get you is by not paying your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to tell them if your taxes came from a crime.
Yeah, they just do that.
It's probably why they get to keep doing it. They pay their taxes.
They probably pay a shit ton of tax. Because like that's the best way to launder money is to just claim it as income and pay tax on it. You have to do some shady shit to claim it as income, but whatever.
So like, I'm not against talking to the Black Noon, but like, where does that get us?
I think it could get us either A, I'm thinking they'll be upset that if Jarelga was working with them, maybe they'll be upset that, you know, one of their oldest contacts, right? She's a pretty old gnome.
Drelga?
Yeah.
Yes. But she hasn't been in High Helm all that long.
Okay, so they might be upset that an asset of theirs was compromised and someone's fucking with their shit.
Mhm.
Or they fucked with her because she messed with them, and they'll tell us that. Because why
Yeah.
would they hide it? They seem to be very open about the crime.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the note that I have in Lost Omens High Helm is the guild does operate legitimate businesses. Their smuggling, blackmail, and embezzlement are an open secret that's hard to prosecute.
Because of the aforementioned smuggling and blackmailing and
Mhm.
okay,
and and book cookery.
yeah. That is a putting that in the back pocket to just pull out at any point in time. Just generally
It's
good book cookery. It's why I have
creative
Sterling-
accounting.
Creative accounting, exactly.
It's why I have Sterling chef's tools so that I can do mundane but +1 book cookery.
Huh.
I mean, you have accounting lore,
Yes.
so I feel like that Sterling scribing tools set could help you with the book cookery. When you
Yes.
like you would roll accounting lore with a +1 from the Sterling scribing tools.
If I'm specifically, yeah, I want to know what a scribing tool means. But
I'm fairly certain that the way that Sterling Tools works is like is it Artisans Tools? Yeah, Artisans Toolkit parentheses Sterling, and then you literally just say, I don't know, it's this thing.
I see. Okay.
Like there aren't specific toolkits for artisans. Like D&D 5e has specific toolkits for artisans, and they have a bunch of different prices for them, and it's just like, but none of them do anything.
I have a writing set. That is my one thing. That is where some of my confusion comes from. I go, I will supplement my writing set with a fucking phenomenal fountain quill pen. Yes. But okay.
I mean, yeah, I could go for a drink.
I think maybe we go. It feels like we would have better luck figuring out Jiralga's plight via the open, secret, not secret thieves guild than a capitalist running a prison.
Sure.
Yeah. And if there's any better ways of actually getting in to have visitation rights without being also arrested or other issues.
Or otherwise incarcerated.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like as we're leaving, Archie would mention like I got a Blacknoon coin still. I don't know what the proper like. Do we just show up and be like, I got a thing?
I think you use the coin as a way to gain entry to the guild itself.
Yeah, which would probably mean they would be more likely to talk to us.
We can keep it in our back pockets. I don't know how I feel
Okay.
about joining a thieves guild while carrying around the thing that I'm carrying around.
I don't know how I feel about the guy who got kicked out of an alchemist guild for blowing too much up, joining a new crime.
It was perfectly legitimate business the first time.
I don't feel like it'd be a good look for the person who's currently carrying around Target's clan dagger.
I think it wouldn't appear good, but based on what we've learned about Target, he was exclusively about appearances, so. Not exclusively to a large extent.
All right. So you're gonna go to
High noon.
High Noon, and once there,
It's high noon.
what is your approach to finding someone to talk to?
We'll walk up to the bar and order drinks.
Great.
And then Baroom would throw. I have 0 coinage. Hold on. I was about to say something different. With the stash, would everybody be mad if I took the silver pieces from the stash? The
Go
two.
for it.
I just noticed there are 190. Just the 2.
Wow. 2 whole silver pieces.
I slide 1 silver piece across the table and say, if we were looking to talk with somebody about an associate that used to come in here from time to time, could you point us in the right direction?
The
To bartender.
Yeah. The bartender just takes the coin and wordlessly, without a single like look or innuendo, just walks away into a back room.
Is it behind the bar or like they come out from outside the bar?
They go beside the bar and then into a back room.
Okay, so I would not. If it was okay, then I would sort of follow them with my beer.
Okay, I'm definitely taking my beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned everything about dwarven drinking from Grom, so I think this is normal.
Oh, it's good to not leave your beer unattended, and I plan on finishing this.
Yes.
So as they enter this back room, another person comes out and just stands in front of the door.
I guess
Oh,
we're not following them.
nope. Sit down at a table then and wait. Yeah. Just like, oh, we thought that was a sorry. We thought you meant, oh, silly.
This is why it's helpful to communicate, and but whatever.
So you're just gonna take your
Don't-
drinks and sit down at a table.
The shadowiest, smokiest corner of the bar.
Perfect.
In a bar full of shadowy, smoky corners, we want the shadowiest, smokiest corner.
We actually go into several corners first, but they're so shadowy and smoky, we discover they're already occupied. So we have to. Oh, I'm sorry. This table's taken.
Sure. The So after a minute or two of you sitting there, you see the bartender walk back out and continue tending bar, and then a few minutes after that, a very well-dressed dwarf just takes a seat at your table, sets down his glass. What can we do for you?
We're looking for a shoot. What kind of gnomes are they?
Drathnelar.
Drathnelar. We're looking for a Drathnelar, who we heard maybe got caught up in some bra problems. We're wondering if maybe you guys know why. And specifically, we need her help finding some stuff in the Darklands. We were told she's the only one who could, but
And why is it that you think that I would have any information about that?
Well, she's someone from the depths that was arrested for a crime, and we assume that there are eyes watching crimes being committed in the depths.
and this was a good place to start.
We have a habit of taking care of our own. If someone were to be incarcerated for a reason that we have nothing to do with, that's on them. Again, why do you think what makes you think that this person has anything to do with this?
Oh, I didn't find it, so
Yeah.
I think Archie has the business card.
Yeah, I was
I
just
would like to
say,
elbow Archie.
like just pull out the business card and just set it on the table.
Okay. Now we're talking.
This was something in that individual's belongings? Their few belongings?
Okay. And what do you know?
That's a broad question.
Loaded question.
He points to the business card. What do you know?
I'd like to or what am I trying to go for here? No more than we need to. We just are looking to negotiate and see if we can get some guidance on getting her out so we can get her help. We are not in the business of knowing too much with people who don't like stuff being known.
Good answer. I'm struggling to come up with the phrase he would actually use, but the phrase that came to mind is let me make some calls.
Make some inquiries.
Sure. Let me make some inquiries. Contact the relevant persons. I'll get back to you. You'll hear from us.
Will you find us?
You'll hear from us.
Okay, so we shouldn't plan on coming back here.
No.
Okay. We didn't get a name.
Drachmer.
The D&D in me goes inside check, but that's not correct. Just like, does he give off the energy of like middle management or like big middle management energy, or do we get the sense we've just like put our foot in it with somebody we're really fucking up? Like, I guess that level. What level of intimidation am I getting off with him is what I think I'm going for.
Let's do some sense motive.
Oh, that's a thing.
That's
right.
a thing. That's a secret perception check.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to hit the whole thing. I'm sorry.
You're not really sure. He's keeping it pretty close to the chest, and it's difficult to get a sense for how much he actually knows because he's playing coy and pretending to know literally nothing.
Okay. Alright. Thank you. Sorry. I was like, oh, I have a button for that. As it turns out, I have a button for the action. Okay.
Well, I guess as soon as we finish our drinks, we'll be out of your hair.
I'm reading the like various levels of success on sense motive and realizing that the answer I gave you is probably not perfectly accurate to the level of success that you achieved.
Okay.
And the impression that you get is that he knows a hell of a lot more than he's letting on.
He is playing coy.
He is playing.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So now what?
Well, I don't want to go back to where we're staying. That seems like a bad idea. They're going to be trying to find us later. Not like they can't find out where we're staying anyway.
I was gonna say.
Just like, it would make me feel better if they found us out in public somewhere and not at the place that we've decided to call our headquarters.
Okay. I think we had like a couple of downtime things to do.
Okay.
Right? The only thing I have is get the striking rune off this fucking whip. Because I want the rune and can't use whips. So like, do we want to try and stay in public as much as possible, like paranoid, like if they can't catch me alone?
The problem is if like Archie's pulling the rune off, it'd probably be something he would do back at the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And working with Rhea, I think we'll just like trying to sort of follow our own ask questions into prison won't help us, I don't think.
Okay. So just killing time until you get an answer.
I don't know.
We don't know if it's gonna be hours or if it's gonna be days.
It's true.
I feel like I would rather be caught at our house than in public. Because if they are going to be giving us sensitive information at the bare minimum in our sort of headquarters, then maybe they'll speak more frankly and not like in code where we have to like try and decode what they're saying in live time because they won't refuse to be heard or something.
Okay.
There is a detail that I probably should have shared earlier. I have a hard time deciding which details that I should just share freely and which details that I should require you to ask about. But I feel like Clan Mulgrade, as one of the 12 major clans, is common knowledge. The clan is known for their excellent metalcraft.
Okay. So maybe these are what do you call it when you do a fake of something?
Forgeries?
Right, but it's like a knockoff. You know.
I feel like there's another word.
Dupes. That's the modern word.
Imitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we, if we're going to finish our drinks and leave the bar, can we, without too much difficulty, find Usa or find where she like stashed the crate and examine or can we have previously, retconning a little bit, examined the stamps on the thing to see if they have like, the thing where it's carved versus poorly casted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so you rolled some pretty high fucking perception checks for looking these things over. So like you rolled high enough that you were able to identify a cursed magic item. So I'm gonna say yeah, you were able to tell that these are genuinely stamped Clan Mulgrade.
Okay.
And god awful. Just really shitty tools.
Shitty tools, genuinely stamped, and also now cursed to try and chop your fingers off. Well, one of them was. Okay.
Can I, during this like first day of waiting for them to get back to us, go to the market where they would be selling these sorts of tools?
Sure.
And examine other Clan Mulgrade made tools to see if they match quality or if the ones being sold are of a higher quality?
Sure. Give me a probably crafting check.
Okay. This is blind. This is blind. Yeah?
Probably. Like, I hate that all of our goddamn checks are blind, but it just makes sense.
You don't know if it's good.
Right. These The ones that are publicly available are of obviously higher quality.
Okay.
Like night and day.
I don't know what to do with that information, but we have it.
Great. Amazing. So if we are just going to do some downtime while you wait for him to get back to you, what downtime are you doing? Archie, are you going to transfer the striking rune?
Yeah, so I was just looking for like would I need to pick up an artisan's toolkit before doing that?
I don't think you actually need a specific toolkit for runesmithing.
Okay.
You just need the magical crafting feat.
Yeah,
And
which
money.
If you were going to transfer the rune to a rune stone, you'll need a rune stone to put it on. If you're going to transfer it directly to another item, you don't.
yeah. Which I think we were gonna move it straight to another weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that weapon?
Oh, can the weapon be fetches? Doesn't fetch have a stick now?
No.
No, we thought about some shenanigans that would allow Fetch to use weapons and then realized that it doesn't work.
It doesn't
like
actually
that.
work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm misremembering.
I forget the name of the feat that we were looking at.
Thumbs? The opposable thumb feat?
No, it was a dwarf feat. Dwarven weapon familiarity. Which we thought would give. So one of the boons for Uniter of Clans is Ancestor's Call, which allows you to grant everyone in the party a dwarf ancestry feat for 1 minute every hour, and it was going to be Dwarven weapon familiarity, which we thought gave proficiency in Dwarven weapons, but actually it allows you to treat martial Dwarven weapons as simple, and advanced Dwarven weapons as martial.
Right. And as Fetch cannot even use simple weapons, it was not.
Exactly.
Got you.
Correct.
Unless there is a familiar feat that lets your familiar wield a weapon.
I do not
Don't think
believe
so.
that there are any feats that allow your animal companion to wield a weapon.
And yeah.
Like, Fetch is using the animal companion rules. So, yeah.
Okay. I has a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, Archie, also you throw daggers at people all the time.
Yes, but telekinetic projectile does not use any of the properties of the item being thrown.
Okay, I have a dagger.
I mean, I have the Stickleberry sticker, which has a potency rune on it.
Mm-hmm.
And could use a striking rune.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do we want to?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
so
the sticker.
we would have to get a potency rune to put the striking rune on something else, or
No. So a weapon can have any potency rune and any striking rune independent of one another. But in order to have property runes, you need a potency rune. So there's potency, striking, and property. And potency and striking together are referred to as fundamental.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm following.
So yeah, do we want to
Just
spread stuff out, or do we want to just start stacking Grom up with?
Grom is tank.
Sure.
Doesn't Grom have like the lowest AC in the? Well, I mean, Fetch has the lowest AC.
I have the highest AC.
Correct.
I should probably find a
Actually,
shield.
No,
Mine
No!
broke.
Grom has higher AC. How does Grom
You're
have
better
higher
than me.
AC than you? When did that happen?
I don't know.
You have +1 studded leather armor.
Oh, I'm not wielding my shield right now.
Well, it doesn't matter. You get your
That doesn't
shield
matter.
bonus when you raise it.
Okay, so now it's 20.
Yeah, why didn't your... Is your AC, like, not going up? When you
I don't
roll?
know. To the list.
Yeah, why is Baroom's
Yeah.
AC so fucking low?
Yeah. But yeah, Archie can
Oh.
move that over.
You're fucking clumsy and shit.
Oh, I died!
Yeah, you
why.
died. You got...
I was
Yeah.
dead!
You gotta wait a
Yeah.
fucking week.
Alright. Oh
It's
my
like
god.
5 days or something now.
Sure.
Can you imagine if the Blacknoon Gauntlet were so kind as to give us a week? It'd be amazing. Give us fucking 4 days. Alright,
So Archie's gonna start transferring the striking rune to the Stickleberry sticker.
yep.
What's everyone else doing?
That's a good question.
I'm going to earn income because I hate being poor and this sucks.
I was honestly thinking about the same thing. Just like I don't know what to do.
Our Gale of the party is eating all of our money, and it's in a good way. He's doing. We spent all our money on Pokemon cards, and we've learned our lesson.
Have we though?
I
We're
feel
not
like,
buying anymore.
I feel like you haven't, like, you've been sitting at 0 money, and like every time you need to make a purchase, you have to scrounge together to get it. And every single one of those times, you would have been fine if it weren't for the 30 fucking gold you spent on fucking magic cards.
Yes, we've learned our lesson. Trading cards don't go up in value. The Beanie Babies are never worth it.
I mean, the other terrible thing is, right? Because I can learn spells off spell scrolls too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get money, and it's like, oh, I totally, instead of having to choose from 1 or 2 spells, just buy me some spell scrolls.
Yep.
I'll feed them to Squire.
Yeah.
I could spend a day or a number of days working as extra set of hands in somewhere that's crafting something.
Sure.
In what's the area of the town that's the crafty stuff?
I mean, basically fucking everywhere.
I'm gonna go to one of the bars that Fast Baroom was banned from,
Okay.
and a slow Baroom. I will have my moment again.
Great. Amazing. Okay. So Grom, that sounds like earn income using crafting. Baroom, that sounds like earn income using performance.
Yes.
Cool. So Archie, the DC to transfer a 4th level, I believe striking is level 4. Yeah, it's level 4. So DC for that is gonna be 19. It takes 1 day to set up, and then on a success or critical success, you basically use the same exact table that everyone else is going to use, but that first day just doesn't count towards earning.
Okay.
The total cost of transferring is 10% of the rune's cost. Striking rune is worth 65, so it'll be 6.5 gold. And as usual with crafting, at any time you can just spend the remaining cost to just finish. Okay, so
I'd like to change my mind. I forgot the a thing that I was doing in the past was medicine for earned income. So I know a place where I can help people.
yes.
I'd like to do that instead.
Do you recall at what level I had you...
I think it was level 5.
Okay. Cool. So, level 5 is going to be DC 20. And now I need to figure out what level a bar from which Baroom has been banned.
A mushroom has been banned. I'm just a random
fast
new
Baroom.
dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Short Baroom.
Original Baroom?
Short Baroom.
Not even.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing levels for any locations in High. Here's the thing. It's fucking High Helm. There are really fucking fancy bars, and there are pretty shitty bars. And you know where to find them. So you tell me what level you want to try.
Are the shitty bars harder to please?
No.
Okay. It is okay.
Like, literally just tell me what level you want to try. The DC will be higher, but so will the earnings.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Let's be consistent. Level 5.
Okay. And if you critically fail, you get banned.
That's okay. I've already been banned. It won't hurt my feelings.
Right. Okay. So level 5 DC 20. Everyone knows what they're rolling, what they're aiming for. So give me some rolls. Critical success for Archie, critical success for Grom, regular success for Baroom. Great. So if I go to the earn income table, so Archie, you're level 4, but you crit, so it's effectively level 5. Are you expert at crafting?
Yes.
You are expert at crafting. So it is 1 gold every day that you spend crafting, except the first, I believe. Like I'm pretty sure that during setup for crafting you don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you apparently, as usual with crafting, you have to front the money, half of the money up front.
Okay, so it'd be the 3 1/4.
3 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper up front to do the crafting, and then you have another 3 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper to pay down by crafting. Since you're earning 1 gold a day, let's make it easy and just have you pay the extra, 2.5 silver up front. So 3.5 gold and 4 days will get you there. Okay, so that's Archie. Grom, you were doing level 5. You're an expert, and you crit. And level 6 is a big jump. It doubles to 2 gold a day.
It's fantastic.
That is fantastic. So, yeah, you're just gonna do that until you hear back?
Yep.
Okay. And Baroom, regular success, level 5 expert, 1 gold a day. Trained, 9 silver a day.
Yes.
Sad.
I like talking. I don't necessarily do the performing as much.
Sure. Okay, so tell me about the experiences that you have in your income earning.
I think that some of the people that I deal with are just too drunk. But they're not dwarves. It's the other races that try and keep up with the dwarves.
Okay, so you're dealing with alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
It's not just too drunk. It's,
I mean, say tomato, potato,
Sure. Like, these are people in acute liver failure.
Thank you for catching that, Aren.
I caught it too.
Okay.
I have
Yeah, they're just
actually
too drunk.
I have actually heard people say tomato and tomato. I have never heard a human say potato.
Some would say you still haven't.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Because Jordan's a
Potato.
robot.
Not a robot.
Anyway, yeah, you're dealing with people who are actually like sick and dying, and it's
Liver
just
cirrhosis.
yeah, and it's just for funny reasons.
This is different than dealing with people that are bleeding and dying. So it's not nearly as stressful.
Right. You're consistently praised for your calm demeanor in emergency situations.
It's
Thanks.
the trauma.
It's the trauma.
No. Trauma ward's over there.
I'll be going there later for myself.
Oh God. Baroom. What is it? What is it like to be back after being banned?
Well, can't be banned if you were never there. So Slow Baroom's like sort of introduction, I think. Oh wait, never. I'm an idiot. I was like, yeah, they're like, oh my god, this beard worked perfectly. No one will recognize me. Just that is like the mentality they go in with,
Okay.
and I think that it is probably get a few weird looks because for sure the Leshy doing sort of like throat singing deep stuff was recognizable enough. Someone's like, where have I heard that before?
Oh, so you're doing the same performance.
Oh, the same performance, same bit. It's very obvious that I am a dwarf.
Right.
Like I'm not a Leshy with a dwarf hat on.
Yeah.
So
Given the general population's familiarity with things like Hat of Disguise, or Disguise Self, there are a few like tentative pokes to make sure that what they're seeing is where it is.
dwarf flesh, yeah.
Um,
But I think I want the vindication that whatever reason it was that got me kicked out the first time, it wasn't my art.
okay.
Like that's kind of my redemption here is sure. I don't give a shit about these people. I just need to double check that I'm not a bad singer.
Sure. At this particular bar, you were accused of stealing a tip jar.
Right. And I don't steal tip jars. I didn't steal it the last time.
Yeah, you didn't steal it the last time, but you were accused of it, and it was easy to do so because you're weird looking.
Yep.
So everyone assumed, obviously, it's a weirdo.
And I think probably in my defense the last time is, where would I hide it?
And then their heads are filled with thoughts of cloacas or what the hell do mushrooms have? I don't want to know. Please just get the fuck out of here.
Yes. And at this institution, I am absolutely like, okay, the art's good. The art's good. Thank goodness. Okay.
Okay.
And I would, if I can, unless I have to stay at the same location for like as many days as we have, with that check.
Generally, the way that it's done is, yeah, that would be how it works. But I guess as long as you're going from level 5 establishment to level 5 establishment, it's
I would
fine.
like to go to level 5 establishments that I've gotten kicked out of.
Great.
To reassert
how many fucking bars have you been banned from?
I don't know how many fucking bars are in High Helm.
What's the population of High Helm?
Are you counting the clan halls as bars? Because a lot of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Religiously so, right? Or that's only one clan hall.
That I don't know. There are at least 400 bars in High Home.
Okay, so maybe mushroom shroom baroom was kicked out of, that was the name for it, shroom baroom.
Shroomer.
Shroom
Mushroom.
baroom, shroom baroom, I would say is feasibly been kicked out of, let's say 50.
That's so many. I was gonna say like roll a d12 or
Oh, no, no,
something.
no. But to be clear, not kicked out of like per individual. I would imagine that like blacklisted. Like you get
Sure.
kicked out at 5 and you're just not welcome at 50 or something.
Okay. Okay.
Because the owners talk and they're like, this
Sure.
weird mushroom came in and
5. There we go.
Okay. Okay. Just taking notes. There were 5 incidents, and news spread to 50 bars from which you were banned. Okay. So you are able to do a tour, and your performance goes over well enough.
Innocuously fine.
Yeah, you're able to get paid, and leave with none the wiser. Archie, are you like holing up while you do this?
Yeah, like this is the first time like he's actually done the magical side of the crafting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of like, okay, I got this figured out. This should be how it works, and like putting the plans into actual motion. He's probably taken over the living room now.
I was just gonna say, like, you filled the kitchen with your alchemy. Are you taking over the living room with your magical crafting?
Yeah. So he's like on the coffee table, setting everything up.
can you put like a tarp on the couch? I have to sleep there.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's a tarp on the couch with a bunch of shit on top of it.
God damn it.
Yeah, but it's like, Grom grabs one side, Archie grabs the other. We just move that to the side, and it's a bed. It also doubles as a workstation.
Great. Okay.
But yeah, I think he's primarily just focusing on. It's like, okay, I got this thing. Let's figure it out. We're gonna make this work.
All right. So this is the part where I tell you that you actually end up getting 5 days. So those of you who are earning income, you can earn 5 days worth of income. And Archie, you can take that 2.25, 2.5 silver back, if you want to have spent that last day paying down that tiny remainder, which was really only a quarter of a day's worth, but them's the breaks. Or you can
That
have a day to do something else.
Yeah, I think like once he gets done, he might. How much money do we have right now? Yeah, he might go start working on a personal project.
Okay.
And start another crafting project of smoke balls.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to set up 4 of them?
Yes.
You have a formula, so it only takes 1 day to set up. They're level 1, so the DC is 15. So go ahead and make a check for that.
Okay. How do I turn on my goggles? Oh, there it is.
Literally just.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So if you hit the craft button next to smoke ball, it'll give you the crafting check, and it gives you the. So you can turn on specialty crafting alchemy and alchemist goggles, and it'll also tell you like, hey, did you critically succeed?
Okay, cool.
Regular success. discount per day 8 silver. Yeah, okay, that's level 4 expert. You gonna take that, or you gonna hero point? It's a 5% chance of critical failure, 45% chance of critical success.
Yeah. Now that'll be fine. It'll just take a little bit longer time.
Okay. Okay. So I assume you're gonna pay the 6 gold
6.
up front?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get some monies.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that Baroom and Grom just earned 14.5 gold.
Did we add that to the stash?
Not yet. I'm actually gonna give 5 silver to the place where I'm working. It's like a religious hospital, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like donate to the church portion.
Okay.
So that's 5 silver on that, and
Okay. Yeah, so Clan Oridus.
Oridus.
Yep.
Yes, Clan Oridus. I'm donating 5 silver to their hospital.
Okie doke.
And then we get 14 gold. Okay.
Yeah. Okie doke. So at the end of those 5 days, Baroom, you cease to be clumsy, enfeebled, and drained.
There it is. Okay. I didn't want to make it higher because I think I could die.
Well,
Oh my god. Okay.
your max HP just went up by 12.
Presumably long resting every night, would it have gone up to full at some point?
You'd be at full health, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to click the bed button and plug the...
Yeah.
Plug the...
At some point on the 5th day, not like right at the end of the day, but like at some point, it's probably Archie who is made aware, since the other two are out working. But a knock comes at the door, and I assume you answer the door.
Yeah. There's definitely like the clatter of like weird pots, pans. The hold on. Okay,
Covering your
okay.
shit up so it's not
Yeah.
visible from the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you open the door, you see Drachmer, and a ways away, 10-15 feet away, not leaning against the building on the other side of the street, but like loitering near the building on the other side of the street, are 2 incredibly burly looking dwarves who are probably Drachmer's muscle. In no way trying to hide their presence.
They have presents?
And he starts out with, good news. You have apparently been investigating a rogue operation. They've exceeded the bounds of their dictate, and we've withdrawn all support as of yesterday. And you're free to raid the site. You seem like the daring do kind of group. Just any documents you find, I would be of particular interest in those. And try not to burn the place down. We do still own the lease.
We haven't done that yet.
We, operative term, we as a group, this group has not been responsible for arson. I do not speak for prior groups.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Okay. Like any information getting in prison? How's that?
Given that this is a rogue operation, we no longer have contact and cannot intervene on your behalf in that matter.
Okay. Well,
but were you to bring me useful information, there might be some strings I could pull.
Well, hopefully we can find something.
Let's hope. And he tips his hat because, of course, he has a hat and leaves.
Does he have a Peaky Blinder on, or does he have a bowler hat or a top hat? Or...
Definitely a bowler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could get a bowler hat.
I had half a mind to actually describe him as wearing a pinstripe suit and decided that would be going too far.
There is a bowler up above me, but I will not put it on.
Yeah. I'd say Archie probably definitely opened the door with like an apron and like rubber gloves and doing like the hey what's up.
To be fair, I also pictured like half your hair is here and the other half is there.
My air conditioner just started making terrible noises, so I'm gonna see what I can do to silence that.
Can't hear it.
So, did the money get added to the party?
I did not touch it because I
funds?
thought somebody else might be, and I didn't want to double.
'Cause I added the money to my own sheet that I would have earned.
The 9.5.
9.5.
Okay.
Didn't want to start messing with the stuff that's in the party funds, and it's easy enough to remove it off of my sheet.
Sure.
Yeah, as I say, I took out the 9.5 for the smoke balls and the moving the striking rune around.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I should probably actually move that striking rune, huh? Who has the whip?
The party stash.
The stash has the whip. Okay. So I'm going to change the whip to not striking, and then I can change the Stickleberry sticker to +1 striking. Ta-da!
So how many days did we get of earning income, just so that I can write it down? Because I did not write it down.
5 days. So it would be at the end of that 5th day of working that you return home to find that Archie has news. Archie, would you like to share?
Yeah, wait till everyone gets back and then move stuff. Well, actually, no, the living room will be cleaned up now, so we'll have a spot to sit. It's okay. I got back in the kitchen, but yeah. So the Blacknoon basically said they pulled everything. It's a rogue operation, so they're nothing they can really help with. But if we go there looking for information and we happen to find documents that would help them, they might be able to pull some strings on helping with Drelga.
Okay. But also it means if we go in there, they won't take offense and we won't have pissed off a powerful faction.
Right. Yeah, we got full Blacknoon approved. They don't care if we do anything there.
Except burn the place
wait.
down, because they do
Yeah,
own
yeah,
the
yeah.
building.
Aaron was gonna add burn the place down, but Baroom doesn't know that.
Yeah. It would be like, oh wait, but specifically, they own the lease. Don't burn it down. And they would like any documents that we can find or interesting information.
Okay.
Feels like we're definitely working for the Blacknoon now.
But it just
We're
so
not-
happens to align with your own interests.
I was gonna say we're not at cross purposes. We're not working for them.
I mean, we have deniability to that effect. We're doing this of our own interest, and if it benefits them, so be it.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder
just-
if we do enough. Like, if they like invite you, do you get another coin? And like, how many coins can you collect?
You know, Baroom could probably go back to the gauntlet and not offend them.
Do I get a bonus to my survival checks to navigate because I know how to get there? I have a new lease on life.
God, reincarnate is OP.
Guys, how do you hide your identity? You kill yourself. You kill, and then you come back.
You fake your own death.
I didn't fake it. I really
No,
died.
I know that, but like,
You got better.
yeah, you fake your own death and you get a new identity. That's how you. Yeah.
Or you really die, but it just coincidentally is next to a forced soul capturing object.
Right. Tall Baroom would have caused people
Also
to
been
ask a
able-
lot of questions.
Tall Baroom also would have been able to go through the Blacknoon Gauntlet, though.
Missed
That's
opportunities.
Hit head on a lot. We missed the opportunity to do it 3 times. A coin for everyone. Guys, quick, stab me next to Tall Baroom. We did leave Tall Baroom in bed, right? Like,
yeah, Tall Broom's still upstairs.
I think at certain points, Tall Baroom would have just been tucked in just to really add to the levels of unsettling.
And you know, just so we remember, Tall Baroom doesn't have that ability anymore. I'm carrying them around the gem that you were stuck in.
Oh, perfect.
It's in the dagger.
It's the pommel gem
Yeah.
of the dagger. I didn't know if the Tall Baroom had some capacity for holding souls and the dagger was the focus or something.
Do we still have the lattice thing, or was that destroyed when we pulled the gem out of it?
I believe that you carefully took it apart to get the gem out and did not destroy
That
it.
sounds right. That
Yeah,
was
'cause-
my initial thought too.
At some point, Archie might be playing around with that. It's fine.
Excellent.
If you find any gems of exceptional quality, Archie might be interested.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a reason to not do this for for us. And if the Blacknoon benefits, so be it.
Yeah.
And by this we mean go to Fulgrit's kitchen. Go to Fulgrit's kitchen and figure out what smuggling forgery operations happening down there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounded like they may not be fully interested in anyone showing up, so they might not be happy to see us.
Yeah.
I will take some time this evening to affix the Grim Sandglass to the Stickleberry sticker.
Okay. Can you do that? What was stopping you from doing that before?
We didn't have a repair kit when I first
okay.
got it.
I was like, was it
I just
magical
haven't-
crafting? No.
No, I
okay.
just haven't done it since we had the repair toolkit.
Gotcha.
I have a repair toolkit in my equipment. Am I holding it, or does everyone have one?
You cobbled one together from Jarelga's workshop.
Right.
I believe you have the only one.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we're using yours.
More a question of, did we all hear we cobbled one together and I took one and you took one and technically we only have, that's...
Okay, so we will go to break in just a minute, and you can sort of brainstorm how you want to approach this forgery operation, former bakery. But before that, I just remembered that we half decided on which gifts your relics have. And I don't believe we pinned that down.
Okay.
I have added Word of Faith to Skysunder, because I believe that was the one that you wanted to pick, Jordan.
Yes.
Aren, you have the Uniter of Clans, and
Yeah.
Archie has the Adamantine Echo. So which of the minor gifts did you want? The two of yous.
Are those on?
They're in chat if you just scroll up
Yeah.
a bit.
There's the minors. There's the sets of 3 she posted.
Mm-hmm.
The sets of 2s are the majors that are later. Not majors, graders.
Major.
Majors. Okay.
Yeah.
They gifts for relics come in minor, major, and grand.
Yeah. It was Shattered Earth.
Shattered Earth. Okay. Yeah. And have you inscribed the Adamantine Echo into your clothing?
Yeah.
Yes, you have +1 explorer's clothing. Okay. Alrighty. Add that gift here.
Yeah. And then the
Shattered Earth.
the debate we were having was on mine naturally because I'm an indecisive person, but
Mhm.
it was, I think it was, we agreed, or I remember sort of deciding on linguistic nexus seems the most reasonable. Ancestor's Call was iffy, if only because the dwarf ancestry feats are kind of meh.
Mm-hmm.
And Repository of Knowledge, that was my last question. Repository of Knowledge, if I have Bardic Lore, does that not fit the same sort of niche? Because I get 3 additional lore skills, but if I can use Bardic Lore in place of any lore skill...
So these are lore skills that you get period end of story. Bardic Lore can only be used for recall knowledge. And Bardic Lore is always going to be a general lore, whereas Dwarf Lore or Genealogy Lore or Warfare Lore might be a more specific lore for a given task.
Okay.
So are they broadly useful? No, but...
Are they useful in the context of the campaign in which they are being used? Probably. If that's the case, then I think that given the intelligence that we have in this party, I suspect... Hold on, P for party. I suspect that Repository of Knowledge is more useful. So I'm going to go with that route.
Okay. You could always do Linguistic Nexus and pick languages the party does not already have. I think none of you have Draconic.
No.
Yeah, none of you have Draconic. Anyway, repository of knowledge.
What language do worms speak?
I hoped that Crater Worms would speak Dwarven because it liked.
It in the haunt that you witnessed, the worm was indeed speaking Dwarven.
It was friends with, wasn't it? Friends with. It said, "Why'd you kill my friend?" or something to that effect.
Where target why
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So.
And now you get 3 more lore skills. And I think you're now the second person to have dwarf lore. No?
I think Crowhon had it.
Crowhon did had it. Yep.
Oh my god, so much lore.
So many. You have 7 lore skills.
Yes.
That's a lot of fucking lore.
Yep. Yep.
And the funny thing is, they're all int based. That's fine. You have plus 2 int.
Yeah, but lore lowers the DC. That's the most important.
It's true. Also, I think your accounting lore is that's from your background, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
It's either from my background or my free archetype, but I think it's from my background.
Right. So I'm seeing you have wisdom from another life.
Yes, I have wisdom from another life, and for some reason I had legal lore, and I went, that's too cross-referential with accounting lore, so I gave myself Leshy lore so that I could keep my Leshy lore.
Okay.
Because I, in another life, was a mushroom.
So the additional lore feat gives you that lore, which is auto-scaling.
Okay.
Which would mean that your Leshy lore is actually expert.
Oh, shit.
And at level 7, it'll go up to master.
Done. Okay.
I'm just trying to, like, I'm remembering that you have lore skills from feats, and those generally have auto-scaling. Like, Bardic lore has auto-scaling, but only once you hit, like, legendary in occultism.
It's very frustrating, yeah.
Super late. But now Repository of Knowledge apparently gives you expert in those lore skills when the relic hits level 9, which will be when you hit level 9.
Fantastic. Okay.
So, auto-scaling. But yeah, the additional lore feat is great.
Especially if you know what you're supposed to be taking lore in.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing a campaign, then you should have info on like what the campaign is
relevant.
Yeah. Archie and Grom, I have added the actions that your gifts grant you to your actions tab. For both of you, they're at the very bottom of the list. Grom, because it's Word of Faith, it's W, and Archie, because you have very few actions in that tab.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that figured out. We're gonna go to break. You guys brainstorm a little bit about how you want to approach this next thing. What resources you want to bring to bear. What approach, how much information gathering, so on and so forth. Do you want to just go in guns blazing and murder everything you find, or do some espionage and try and... It's up to you. Have fun. Just fucking get creative with it. So we'll be back in a bit, and we'll do some guns blazing espionage. infiltration.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if it's like any stealth-based game, you do stealth, stealth, stealth. Okay, I was found. Everyone needs to die. There can't be any witnesses. No one left alive. All
Yep.
right. We'll be back in a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Welcome back. We're playing Pathfinder. Still.
Again.
Always.
Forever?
Nailed it. Okay. So I see Archie has deposited a healing potion in the party stash, and Grom has taken it.
Yeah, and I have the daily potion, the prep potion.
Sure.
There are 3 potions in the party stash.
Is it just one that you get every day?
Yeah, I only get one. It's not 2 until quite a bit later.
Okay. Right, that's the cauldron feat.
Yeah.
I probably should adjust my spells too.
Yeah.
If you have master, you could make 2. Okay. Okay. So that'll be level 7 at the earliest. Okay. Oh, and it has the little tag on it. This item is temporary and will expire after a duration or during daily preparations. That's neat. Okay. All right. So, healing potions. What preparations are you going to make for this shenaniganry?
I think we should talk to Usa.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get some basic lay of the land information about this place, this area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also it had been the day before is when they got official support pulled by the Blacknoon, which means we probably want to act sooner because they might be in the grab all the stuff we want to keep and get out of here mindset.
I imagine that also doing that made waves, so we might be able to quickly get like a, hey, why are the people in that building panicking today?
That assumes that Blacknoon has informed them that they've withdrawn support.
Yeah,
it's true. That's probably not a but definitely they'll try to figure out the basic information of the establishment. How many people are in there? What times people are around?
do a brief talk to Usa, and then I think do a stakeout for a bit.
Okay.
And then go in, let Baroom try to talk them into letting us.
I think that the tack of what kind of talking Baroom will do will hopefully become evident via staking out. I'd like to try and talk first.
Okay. Okay, so talk to Usa, see what info she can give you, and then stake it out and figure out what you can glean from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Usa is, as usual, not hard to find, except that she's really hard to find, and you just have to make it known that you're trying to find her, and then she'll find you. As usual. And it takes an hour or so, but she does track you down. And very jovially greets you and asks, "How goes it? Have you gotten to see Jarelga yet?"
Not yet. We were chasing leads, and we're hoping to get some information from you about one of them.
Okay.
What do you know about Fulgrit's kitchen?
Kind of a shitty neighborhood. Not as bad as the Burrows. Used to be a lot of bakeries there. Now there's a few. A lot of rundown buildings. A lot of them are used for weird shit. A lot of squatters.
It's a highly,
Trafficked.
trafficked.
Not so much. I am curious, is Fulgrit's kitchen on the map of the depths? It is. Look at that. It's a sort of pocket on the east wall of the main chamber. Also, the map shows 2 whole buildings, and that is definitely not true.
It shows 2 whole buildings and like some dirt around them, and those little tiny speckles.
Yeah. I'm wondering if those little tiny speckles are supposed to be like tiny buildings, but there aren't any other buildings anywhere near that tiny on this map. That said, given the scale of the map,
Yeah, I figured the building icons are like the house represents 10 buildings.
sure, probably, honestly.
The scale
Yeah, based on
the-
that scale.
Yeah.
The scale on the map says that this little doohickey is 900 feet. So this is a tiny place.
What?
Like if you look under the compass rose,
Yeah.
it says 900 feet is.
Yay big, and there's... Yeah. Heh.
900 feet's rather small.
I'm not sure. I feel like we're talking past each other, and I'm really confused.
I'm moving on
Cool.
because I feel like we are doing the same. So
Yeah, great. Okay. So yeah, Fulgrit's kitchen is sort of tucked into the side of the depths, and therefore not any kind of major thoroughfare. Its location was chosen because of natural steam vents and native yeasts that were just really good for bakeries. Now the steam vents dried up. Cooled down.
Yeah, if we show her the business card with the symbol on it, does she know anything about that specific bakery?
Yeah, she was the one who pointed out that it's probably Blacknoon.
Yeah, asks if she knows anything like about the specific building and or how many people might be around.
I try to stay out of Blacknoon business. And you should too.
Well, good news, we are. Kind of.
Great. Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Yep. And she just turns on one heel and walks away.
So we could try and find an unoccupied building close to the bakery and squat.
We're good at that.
Okay.
So I think that's the sort of the plan, is to stealth up and stake out.
Okay.
I don't know what skill that uses.
Trying to figure out how you would, what you would need to do to find an abandoned building. It's probably gather information.
I was gonna say, is it gather?
Yeah, except that's a diplomacy check.
I mean, can I make discreet inquiries elsewhere
Yeah.
to figure out like what kind of a building they might be in if I were to be looking for it, which I'm not.
Sure. Yeah. Let's. Yeah.
Wait, trip.
Okay. So you are able to track down a pretty convincing lead. The closest you can get is a few doors down, and these are like big, like warehousey kinds of buildings. So a few
Commercial
doors
kitchens.
down, yeah, they're commercial buildings. So it's 200-300 feet down the street, but it's in line of sight.
Okay. Then yeah, describe the sort of where we're gonna go, and then make ourselves scarce in the building.
Okay. Just to sort of continue the answer, there are closer buildings that aren't unoccupied, but you could probably evict the people there pretty easily.
I don't know that I have the stomach for that.
I don't know if we want to, because we don't really want to draw attention to ourselves.
Sure.
I wonder if we could, instead of evicting somebody, these are big warehouse type buildings that are being used by people. We could probably just stay in there for a little while, right?
Just share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no interest in evicting people, but all we intend on doing in a building is keeping an eye out the window. So, can I reasonably talk somebody into just going like, just want window seat?
It's not a shameless request, but it would be a request.
It would be a request. And I don't even have shameless requests anymore, so what's the fucking point? I don't even know how to request. Hold on.
And it's a diplomacy check versus the DC based on the difficulty of the request. Okay? And it's not a secret check. You're allowed to say
No,
what you
no.
roll.
What's the kind of person that we are we're trying to convince to let us into their kindly trying to let us use their window?
You're asking this like as you show up, what people do you see?
Mm-hmm.
there is a tent city set up inside one of these larger buildings. Mostly the downtrodden and dispossessed.
Yeah. Okay.
Just throw a fucking 19.
It's a shame, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was more just because it's got the linguistic trait, just double checking I can talk to them, that sort of a thing.
Sure. Yeah. Some rat folk, some dwarves, some gnomes, a kobold or two. Generally the kind of people who speak common. You know, people.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, humans, but no, actually,
Nope.
very few of those here. Actually, what is the breakdown in High Helm? 83% dwarves, 7% humans, 5% elves, 5% other. Okay.
I'm not an other. Shit.
Archie's an other.
Yeah, just Archie now.
Yeah.
And fetch.
Fetch is also...
No. Fetch is a rock. We are 100% rock here. If we include the rocks, it's like probably 20% dwarf.
Okay. So it's not hard to convince a bunch of people who just want to be left alone that the people who walk in with weapons on their hip just want to quietly observe things, and they are probably a little too eager to acquiesce.
Okay.
I'm trying to make a point about how
downtrodden.
this is a vulnerable.
How
group of
vulnerable.
people.
Yeah. No. I am aware.
Yeah.
Definitely make it a point to like leave them alone.
Okay.
But yeah, use their window if it's better and closer.
Okay. So from here, you're only about 50 feet away. Nice, clear view. And what you can see of the place is that it appears to be two buildings that were, until recently, separated by an alleyway, and that alleyway has been bricked over. And the brickwork, filling the alleyway is very clearly much more recent than the buildings. Let's see, what things can you learn by...
Yeah. I figure like once we're in the area of also be able to have Squire go out and do like a quick lap around the building. See, like, are there back doors? Are there,
Okay.
Anything that stands out is strange.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My first thought upon hearing that the alleyway was recently bricked over, or more recently bricked over, was that I want a Kool-Aid Man it.
Well, now we have to.
They said don't burn it down. They didn't say don't bust down the walls.
Not wrong.
Also, those renovations were definitely not approved by the landlord. They're gonna lose their deposit.
I think they've already lost their deposit, regardless of how this goes.
But they don't know that yet.
So, as Squire does the lap and reports back, just to give you vague sense of scale, each of these two buildings is about 50 feet by 100 feet. They're offset pretty significantly, so they make like a Z tetromino shape, with that like bricked over alleyway gluing the two of them together. I assume Squire can fly.
Yes. And talk.
Okay. Mostly just, can Squire go above the brick wall and see that there is indeed a ceiling to the brick wall? Sort of. So there's a brick wall at either end of what used to be the alleyway, and it goes to the height of the buildings, and there's no ceiling to that brick wall. But then in the middle of that sealed up alleyway is clearly an archway that connects the two buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably that is where doors on the two buildings would exist and line up.
What I'm hearing is there are 4 opportunities to Kool-Aid Man.
I think I feel like if you Kool-Aid Man one side of the archway, the other side would fall.
Oh, fair enough. Well, it depends. Dwarven craftsmanship has to be something decent.
You've got a point. Other than that, the only entrances are 2 doors that sort of face towards the same open area in one corner of the Z. One is a regular door over which the sign with the same 2-bit axe symbol is on it, and the other is a pair of double doors that are very clearly like, that's a warehouse. Notably, the building has no windows.
It's an Amazon warehouse. Got it.
Sorry, neither building has windows.
Are there 4 doors total, though? So each building has that same pair of doors?
Huh?
You said that building, there's a sort of a human-sized door, or a person-sized door, and then double big warehouse doors. But there are 2 original buildings?
No, so one building has person door with sign over it. The other door has warehouse doors. Or the other building has warehouse doors.
Okay.
Yeah. There are technically 4 doors total, but 2 of the doors are in the alleyway, inside the archway.
Right.
And also, it's unclear if there's actually doors there or if it's just a doorway now. Well,
and there are no exterior guards visibly posted that Squire sees at any point.
Correct. That would be suspicious.
If we take like a couple of hours watching this place, how many people like come and go from either of the buildings?
Okay. There is... When you say a couple hours, how long are we talking?
Well, initially like 2.
Okay. In 2 hours, literally no one comes or goes.
What's the schedule of High Helm again? What's the shift change of High Helm? We had described that there was like a sort of a rhythm the city had.
Yeah.
Where it's not daylight based, but there is a cycle.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 4 p.m. That the city is just like, all right, fuck work, time to play.
So definitely give it through that cycle.
Okay. So I'm imagining that you would have arrived here late morning, having tried to figure out where to be and contacted USA and whatnot. So staying here for 4 or 5 hours. Near the end of the workday, about an hour apart, 2 different people show up, go through the storefront door, and then 5 to 15 minutes later, they come back out disgruntled. One of them goes in carrying what are very clearly blueprints. And both of them look I'm trying to describe the profession without telling you the profession. They're wearing clothing that is halfway between office worker and construction. It's like it's like white collar construction.
Yeah, big foreman energy.
Pretty much, yeah. But the way that I was gonna tell you things about their mood and their demeanor, but I think I'll gate that behind a sense motive check.
Okay.
Which will be secret perception.
I'm specifically going for the one holding blueprints, like trying to sense what their vibe is.
Okay. This is
both...
What's that?
Were they both holding them?
No.
Okay.
The one holding, who went in carrying blueprints and came out carrying what appear to be the same blueprints, went in trepidatious, like, am I in the right place kind of energy, and left fuck these people energy.
Alrighty.
Like that, like they were expecting a legitimate business here.
Oh no. You wanted to do construction, but you discovered it's all the mob.
Well, it doesn't seem like they discovered it was mob, because they would have been more, okay, we're leaving now, instead of fucking douchebags.
Oh.
Yeah, they went in, they wanted to sit down, have a loaf of bread, and they were told, we don't do that here at the bakery.
Okay. Are we able to see the parties well enough to get a sense? Like, if I saw them later, could I identify them?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anything? So at the changing of the changing of the mood, I don't know. At the end of the workday, two people who are dressed like white collar step out the front door and like look around, like they look down the street both ways, like they're looking for someone, and there's a clear I don't know what the fuck, and then they go back inside.
So they're waiting for something.
Yeah.
And they are taking customers.
Yeah, I'm almost... I wonder if the Blacknoon usually shows up for like a pickup, and they're not doing that anymore.
Oh. Uh-huh. So it's to your point, Archie, it's strike while the iron's hot before they, you know, get suspicious and start burning the evidence.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go in with blueprints and pretend we're supposed to be here?
You think they're expecting another person with blueprints today?
Well, they're probably expecting a Blacknoon tough. Do you want to wear your fancy suit?
Well, what if we get into a fight? I don't want to get blood on it.
I
Hold, pause, time out. I have to disrobe.
so I so one slight. Do we want to impersonate Blacknoon members?
That was my next thing. Like, the Blacknoon's not going to be mad at anything we do here, it seems, except for arson.
Or possibly impersonate them?
Why would they care? Impersonation's not a crime if you don't use it to do something the person wouldn't do anyways.
I don't think that's true.
If I impersonated you to pay your rent, would you be upset? If I impersonated you to murder your enemies, would you be upset? I don't think so.
I think if I impersonated a postal worker and started collecting mail, I might get in trouble.
But just to be clear, I do think I've read stories online about people who just decided they wanted that job, joined the profession, got good at the job, and were discovered like decades later. Like that's a fairly common, obviously before the internet, and when you could like hide your identity by just walking slightly a bit too far.
Yeah. Pick up a clipboard, walk into an office, everything's fine.
Yeah, so I do like the idea of going in with a ruse. I think the Blacknoon makes the most sense. We know how at least one of them dresses. And we know they travel with like muscly, unhidden, scary dwarves. They travel with muscle.
Did we figure out, can a illusory creature move around?
I am going to say yes, because it needs to be able to do that in order to
maintain the
illusion.
Okay.
That is a thing that I decided a few weeks ago, I think. Oh god, that was last session. Fuck. But yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember how the spell works. Is it you sustain it and that gives it a full retinue of actions, or 2 actions? Okay.
Yeah, 2 actions when you sustain.
Okay.
But I don't. I'm just trying to think. I wonder if it might be going too far to. Yeah, I don't think Archie knows. Forget what the guy's name was. That gave us the information.
Drachmer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because could totally make an illusion, but if it does anything weird, then.
I do think we're walking into a fight no matter what. The question is, how long do we have to assess the situation inside? So I'm not opposed to impersonating Blacknoon, making an illusory Drachmer, whatever it takes to get inside and have a lay of the land before they stab us. Or try to. Or succeed.
I mean, show up, act like we're Blacknoon. Don't really try to say as little as possible to get in and just hopefully they're expecting us and will not ask too many questions.
Yeah,
Get
I
to
mean,
get yeah.
get in, get info, get out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that easy, but we can try.
Mm, okay.
I mean, or we could go in and tell them you're getting evicted. The Black Noon no longer supports you. Time to go.
Mm. We could
I,
go in and say the Blacknoon says that the rent's doubled for and you know what you've
ooh,
done.
yeah, we are running dangerously low on money again.
I mean, always. It's
We could be surprised at inspectors. We could say some suspicious activities happened. We're here to audit.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
and that would
mind
give
being an
us
auditor.
okay.
well, what, like a Blacknoon auditor
Yeah.
to be able. Then we could ask questions directly about Druelga without.
Beating around the bush, yeah. Just people are asking questions. Yeah. Okay.
Those people just happen to be us.
Yes. Well, no, no, no. Other people are asking questions, and we're here to audit you guys to find out what's going on.
Mhm.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
I
the
didn't want
other
to.
people we're
The
talking
other
about is
people
also
were
us.
also us. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
All right.
So who's got a clipboard?
I have accounting lore. I have writing set. Does that count? I whip out a scroll and put some tiny like pince-nez glasses on. I want to put on like my best oh, you're gonna fucking hate me like accounting energy.
Okay. All right. So, clipboard, Baroom in the lead, I assume.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Archie and Grom. Any efforts made to conceal your weaponry? I mean, Grom, you have a goddamn spear.
No, I'm not making
Also
any
have a
efforts to
spear.
conceal it.
I like
I have a
like
spear
Archie
and
might.
2 clan daggers.
Right.
Let's say Archie might go down to like a single dagger on his belt because that is probably fairly common. Everyone probably has like a knife.
Yeah.
And then he'll like have his journal out and just be like he's also like he's taking notes while like Baroom has a checklist. Archie's like taking notes and
Okay.
And then I guess that makes Grom and Fetch the muscle.
Yes.
yeah,
Alrighty.
and, and then perfectly reasonable. Keep all your weapons.
Great. Okay. So you head in.
Go over, knock on the door, and don't make eye contact with whoever opens it. Just keep staring at my list and sound bored. Is like the big energy I'm trying to give.
Okay. The door, which is ostensibly like the front door of a business.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where the people came out, looked around, shrugged, and went back in, right?
Yes.
Okay, that door.
But the people that we saw before, they just walked in and didn't knock, correct?
Yeah, we probably just walk in.
Just walk in, don't knock. Fair enough.
Okay. Just yeah. I felt like that had to be the result of a misunderstanding.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. So as you walk in, you see that this room very clearly looks like a storefront. Sort of. It does not look like a bakery storefront. It doesn't have the big glass cases. It does have an L-shaped counter, and behind that counter are a pair of drafting desks and a small table. The wall opposite the door that you come in is all paneled in wood, and pinned to it are an assortment of sketches and blueprints of various buildings, many of which you recognize in High Helm, many of which you don't. At first glance, this looks like a general contractor's office. And in fact, two of the people in this room, of the three, are sitting at the drafting desks, sort of boredly spinning in their chairs. Clearly just very goddamn bored. The third was just sort of meandering around the floor, and perks up at your entrance and then sort of deflates. What can I do you for?
What's the yeah, without ever sort of taking their eyes off of off their scroll, vellum, whatever they have, Baroom would sort of just like very boredly saying, we don't know exactly, or sorry, we've been hearing rumblings about what you've been doing, and we're not happy. So an audit was ordered.
So first of all, I'm going to need you to roll deception.
Yeah.
What is their perception DC? Okay. I think the lie action is appropriate here.
Is that an action?
It's an activity.
Ah. That's awesome. Okay. Is deception public?
This one's secret.
This one is blind GM. Then I am going to spend my hero point.
Okie doke.
No,
just for my it did roll twice.
No, I know it rolled twice, but I tried to take my hero points down, and I forgot you have to right click them.
Got it.
So I just kept giving myself more.
Okay. So the reaction from this dwarven woman is just what? I was waiting for someone to come relieve us. Is that not going to happen?
No, you're going to take us through this entire facility, and we are going to review everything that's happening now. And if you don't, there will be certain guarantees that will be pulled.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I'm gonna go get my manager.
Fantastic. We will be coming with you.
And she looks at the other two sitting in the room. And they're just like,
We found the teenager running the cashier or the cash register.
I know. Aren, feel terrible. Baroom can't feel terrible right now.
These are young adults.
Legend. That's even worse. This is their first job post college. Did they not know that they thought they were working for a legitimate business? Did they not know they were working? They're the front. Oh no.
Unclear.
We're raiding Cutco knives.
So, she starts trying to explain why that's not possible, while one of the others ducks through one of the doors in the room.
Oh, that's fine. I think you just go, fine. We'll wait.
I think Fetch is just gonna plop down, his feet sticking out in front of him.
It's very intimidating.
He does it right in front of the door.
Ooh, that is intimidating, unfortunately. You're like, oh, it's kind of cute. Oh no, I can't escape.
Yeah, I think Archie will kind of just peruse the blueprints and diagrams around, just kind of trying to get a feel for, is it like construction projects they have done? Is it like building stuff? Like what exactly what they're for, what they're doing?
Go ahead and make a crafting check. So these are very obviously just sort of plastered here to give an air of legitimacy, and like very clearly the work of at least a dozen different craftspeople. At least. These are pilfered designs and sketches, and they're good. Like they're actually good designs or good reproductions of designs, but the styles are just all over the damn place. None of that is happening here. And the drafting tables look very, very new. like they're there for show. Are you pushy at all with her as she's like, I really need you to wait here. We're gonna have gonna need my manager to talk to you about. I don't really know what you're talking about.
If she is that clueless, I'm not going to try and sense motive. Just, I'm going to take her at face value.
Okay.
I think Baroom would start, flip to a fresh page and start questioning her.
Okay.
You don't seem to know much. How long have you worked here?
6 months.
Okay. And your name is?
Don't make me come up with fucking names. They didn't give me names.
Sorry. That was a dick move. I'm sorry.
Like, I literally told you they were waiting to be relieved. There is a rotating cast of fucking people in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baroom
She gives you a name.
Yeah. And Baroom just kind of goes through the fastest they can recall their interview process, which was, can I have a job? Sure.
Okay.
So just sort of length of employment and what is your title? And what is it that you do every day? What is your title? How much are you paid? What are you actually doing every day?
I'm struggling to like string businessy words together to come up with the title.
Yeah.
Because like I know what she does.
Yeah.
She's the team's synergistic coordinator.
Customer success manager.
Um,
I had a CSM for a while. It was a nightmare.
construction consultant 1.
Oh, she's a commissioning engineer.
Yes.
Sorry, we've tapped Aren's vague.
Yep.
We've tapped Aren's workplace knowledge.
And she explains that customers come in looking for help with their projects, and we provide them with guidance and hands and inspections and on-site estimates.
Okay. And she's just one of the people that does that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be where Baroom would try and sense motive and get get a sense of how truthful she's being about her role.
Okay. And I already got sense motive wrong once, so I'm just gonna read the levels of success. Okay. You get the impression that is actually her fucking job.
Okay. For 6 months she's been doing that. Okay. And then I think Baroom would. And is she getting paid or is she an intern?
She's getting paid.
Okay. And then
And
Baroom would.
she's not comfortable telling you how much she's paid.
Do you get paid? Are you an intern? Yeah. You volunteer?
Yeah. But you did ask, like, how much are you paid?
Yeah.
And
she does not offer that information. That's
nope.
fine.
Incidentally, her remaining coworker, who was just sort of spinning in his chair when you walked in, is now flipping a pencil and catching it.
Oh, I asked the same question of said person.
Without looking at you, construction consultant 2.
What a dick.
Can I sense motive on him?
Sure.
Yeah, he's too casual.
I just like him throwing that pencil. Does he know how to like use his hands in a more dangerous capacity?
I would like to cast Read Aura on him.
Read Aura takes a minute.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Well, look, I only just got the spell.
Jordan, you're getting some sus vibes, but you're not sure what.
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Does he doesn't have any like visible weapons on him, does he?
Roll perception.
Is this open or blind?
Blind. I swear to God, do players normally get to roll dice in this game, or is it just secret checks?
Combat, it's not secrets, right?
I'm sure. There is a sword cleverly disguised, integrated into the drafting table.
Is it on both of them?
Yeah.
I want to go stand next to the now empty drafting table.
I mean, that's like behind the counter.
Oh.
That's like getting past her. You're just gonna walk past her?
Yeah.
she's gonna step in your way and try and stop you. It's like, you can't be back here.
I'm not actually gonna say anything. I'm just gonna look at her.
Roll intimidation.
I'm not good at this.
Um,
Can I cast guidance on you?
Casting is very
casting
obvious.
is very
effects.
obvious. I feel like, ooh. I feel like this could be construed as a demoralize. And demoralize specifically says, if you're not speaking a language, you take a -4 circumstance penalty to the check.
I'm speaking a language everyone speaks. Get the fuck out of my way with eyes.
Yeah.
Speaking the language of violence.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, you have -1 intimidation?
I'm not good at this.
You should crit. That's not critting.
That's almost critting.
That was a 19.
Oh no! Oh no!
Unfortunately, you literally needed to crit. She's just like, no. She's worried. She's not particularly like frightened, but she is concerned. And it is at this time that she looks over her shoulder because the door that her coworker left through opens again, and you hear an angry utterance of "this had better be," which is all you hear as Egrin Oathcarver steps out the door and then stares agape at you.
Which one was Egrin?
The asshole priest at the family festival.
I was very worried he was Lady Simmersnip's cultivator.
That was Trigellon Pearl Cask. Yeah.
Okay.
He stares agape. And as he begins to recover, he just demands, "What are you doing here?"
Technically, the lie has not. Technically, he has no way of proving we're not lying when I say your sponsors sent us here to investigate some abnormalities in this business. In this pursuit that you have going on. I didn't know it was you, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. Obviously, it's out of whack, considering it's you. Baroom's gone full. Obviously, it's being run poorly if it's you in charge.
Roll deception.
Yeah.
To is it bold-faced or bald-faced?
It's not a bold-faced lie. He has no way of knowing we didn't work for the Blacknoon this whole time.
That doesn't make it true, though.
I'm just saying, I feel like it's not a bald-faced lie. It's like we discovered he's a criminal. He could discover we've been criminals.
Is a bald-faced lie specifically a lie that
It's obvious.
like you know that they know that you're lying?
Yeah, I thought that's what a bald-faced lie was.
Okay.
Is this is blind GM again, right?
Yes, lying is secret. An unambiguous and obvious lie, one that is told shamelessly and with little or no attempt to conceal its falseness.
No, I feel like we're having this moment where I'm going to pretend that we're discovering together at the same time that the other person's a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
I, in this moment, am discovering for the first time that he's a criminal.
Right. Where the fuck is his perception? Jesus, there it is. Okay. His entire demeanor changes, and he's just all smiles. If there is a debt to be paid, then paid it shall be. Come, let's talk. And he walks back into the room that he just left.
I'm going to keep up the facade for the witnesses.
Okay.
And follow.
Okay. They are all just standing there dumbfounded.
Oh, even the sword drafting table guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Haha! We were legit, allegedly. Fuck you!
So Baroom's going.
Yeah, I'll go and I'll beckon for
Yeah.
Fetch to follow.
Okay.
So he'll stand up from his spot in front of the door.
Okay.
How does he stand up when he's gone like full feet in front sit?
He puts his feet out to the side a little bit and he rolls forward so he can get his hands on the ground.
Wait, do his legs just like slide along the boulder that is his body?
I was picturing he has to like rock for a little bit.
There's a little bit of rocking.
Okay.
He's kind of turtle-esque that way.
Did I miss that he was sitting in front of the door?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because it said
Yeah, it
at
was
one point he
established
just plops down with his feet out in front of him.
Right, and I went, that's adorable. That's not intimidating at all. And Jordan went, well, he is blocking the only exit.
Yeah, I completely missed that. There've been a few times where I'm just like digging for a detail that I know exists. I'm like, where the fuck in the book is this? Because this is going 0% like I expected it to. So,
Oh no!
of course, that's that is to be expected. So he leads you into the next room, which is very clearly a really well-appointed lounge. Comfy couches, solid tables, an overstuffed recliner, and an assortment of chairs of varying quality furnish this lounge. Shelves built into the walls hold an assortment of playing cards, board games, mugs, and...
Oh, like proper, like when you say lounge, like board games, card games.
Yeah. It's a
Like-
it's a lounge. Yeah.
Like a speakeasy almost vibe.
Kinda, yeah. Also, trite 3 copper novels.
Do they have men with no heads and just a tasteful amount of, like...
Are they vaguely oiled?
Yes, a tasteful amount of oiling.
A few tapestries and obviously magical lamps give the room a warm ambiance. But 2 features defy this cheerful atmosphere. One, a grim shrine with a crossed pickaxe symbol that stands against the, it tells me, west wall, which is, where's the fucking compass rose? The wall to your left as you enter. And the second is the statue of a dog-headed sphinx built into the ceiling and walls. Specifically in the corner.
Have we seen the cross pickaxes before? Like, is this a dwarf lore or is this... We've seen it.
He literally has that symbol emblazoned on his chest. That is the symbol of Drangvit, the dwarven goddess of whom he is a priest.
Gotcha.
The
dog thing, the dog statue thing, though, that's new.
Yeah, that one's new. I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I try and use bardic lore to identify whatever that statue is?
I don't know.
I've been treating bardic lore kind of like what's that spell? 5e spell, legend lore or whatever, where I'm like, yeah, bardic lore implies there are songs, tales, stories about this thing, and if no one has ever heard of it before, I don't see how it's applicable.
Yeah, give me a recall knowledge with bardic lore. You remember that there is some association between Drangvit and Sphinxes, and don't know anything else past that.
Okay.
Egrin walks over to a comfy chair where he was very clearly just seated a moment ago, picks up his pipe from the table next to him and starts smoking.
Is there a door past him, like further in?
Yes. So there are. Yeah. So you entered it essentially at a corner of the room, and there's a door on the opposite end of the room.
Okay.
Like directly across the room from you, and then the room just opens to your left.
All right. And that door is not sealed by a brick archway such that we think we've gotten to the part of the building that leads to the next part of the building?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, Baroom would take a seat.
Okay.
And try and keep an air of sort of keep a business-like air.
Okay.
If you're in a chair and not on a couch, then Grom and Fetch will flank you.
Just stand behind the chair.
Yeah, one on either side.
Archie's gonna go peruse the shelves, games, books, just kind of standing and slightly off to close enough to still hear what's being said, but not in the group of people.
Okay.
Not near the doors.
Egrin dramatically puffs on his pipe and blows smoke belligerently, just aggressively, in your direction, not in your face, but in your direction, and then asks very nonchalantly, "Since when are curators involved with the Blacknoon?"
Since when are clan elders?
Since time immemorial.
And I'm sure that everyone at Clan Tolor would be happy with this involvement then?
I could say the same.
So let's stop. Aren is. So then let's stop playing this game. Let's stop pussyfooting around. Come on. What? Okay. Whatever the audio is from Foundry is like vaguely sweeping-ish, and it's just that like on the tail end of my ears, like constantly pulling my brain.
Wait. Okay. There's an audio track for this location. I'm going to see if it's appropriate at all. It's not loading. Thank you. Let's try again. Wow, it's just borked. I'm going to refresh. Maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah. So Baroom's like, then stop with the games. Your activities here are crossing boundaries. You have professed that you're willing to pay your debts. Let's discuss what's going on here. What's actually, because you've been lying to the Blacknoon, and they are not pleased.
And you're some enforcer.
Prefer the term auditor.
Mm.
Think of me as a pleasant first option. Think of us as a pleasant first option. I said me, that's rude.
So you're happy to be a middleman? And take the scraps they're willing to give you? We can cut them out.
And like Baroom actually just laughs at that and goes, okay.
You've found me. Congratulations. What do you deserve? What do you owe the Blacknoon?
Let's start with what you can afford to pay. And then maybe we'll be able to have that conversation.
You want to talk numbers?
I didn't say it was monetary.
Blood, then?
Talking blood. Hold on. Your operation here is drawing too much attention.
I see that now.
And you are not in a position to make a move. If you were, you would have done it. So what is stopping you from where you want to be? And if it's too much, then you're going to have to scale back.
You act like you have all the cards. And there are things that you are clearly missing.
To be clear,
You fail to see the larger picture.
of course, the Blacknoon don't share the big picture. Clearly, you know things that we don't.
I do just want to invite the other players.
I know.
to
I'm
chime
the
in.
only one talking. I apologize.
I was gonna apologize for putting this all on you because like my persona right now is stand behind and look vaguely intimidating.
Mhm.
Like,
But not so intimidating that dice are called for.
yeah, exactly. I look vaguely intimidating.
Yeah, I do not want to. Yeah, I do not want to hog said spotlight. I am.
I think Archie's primarily like wanting to poke around without the hey, why are you looking at that thing?
Mm.
So Grom
Okay.
and I should talk so you can fully case the place.
Of like, is there any secret hatches? Are there basically Archie's concerned of being ambushed and
Okay.
the very much of wanting to make sure they're not in a bad situation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
Most important question, was that door a pull or a push? And is fetch in front of it again?
No, right now Fetch is right beside
Oh,
where
he's
you are.
flanking. He's flanking. I apologize. Yeah.
Right.
So as best you can tell, there are no secret doors. There are no hidden trapdoors.
You pull all the books and none of them opens the wall.
Yeah. Come back.
um,
Oh, what's this book? Nope.
as you pull a book, you hear some crumbling from behind you, and as you turn around, you see some of the masonry has just chipped off the Sphinx statue and hit the floor.
I, statues have already tried to kill me. I don't like this. uh, yeah, no, yeah, definitely. What's going on with that statue? Um,
Roll
but,
perception.
but yeah, like if something just fell off of it,
Oh, is it coming to life? Yeah.
Some masonry chipped off the statue. There's a little fleck missing from its cheek.
Mhm. uh, okay. So if it just something happened, could it? I checked the statue specifically on craftsmanship and material grade. Like, was this a well-crafted statue out of good materials?
Hmm. I need to look up how things work.
Uh, and then also just doors. Do they have like windows in the doors, or are they solid doors?
Solid doors.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and make a crafting check. Wow, that is not a result I was expecting. This looks like a gargoyle.
Like
The stone is
gargoyle with the
too
creek.
fucking perfect. There's no variation. There's no tool marks. There's no. This is living stone.
Yeah, don't like that. Yeah.
It has
I
a
have a nickel for every time a statue attacked me.
I just want to point out that Archie has a +12 crafting, and the DC for a gargoyle's deception is 32. I told him to roll it because I knew there was a chance.
That's incredible.
Anyway.
I think Archie's like definitely doing the, cool, checking out books. I think I'm gonna go look at something on that side of the room. And God, I should have took like message or something today.
You're doing an espionage and you didn't take message?
Well, I took message. Mainly because I always take message because I can't change it.
I forget where the conversation was.
The conversation was that you have all the cards, or you think you have all the cards, but you don't. And Baroom sort of proffered the opportunity of like, I know we're not fully aware of everything. You know more. The Blacknoon doesn't share information. You clearly know more. What are you going to tell us functionally? Like, what do you want to share? That might change what happens here. That's in better words.
You impressed me. He stands up very abruptly. Come, I'll show you.
Does he lead the way?
He makes his way to the other door, the one that you did not enter through.
Yeah, I'll take this opportunity.
He pulls it open, and it appears that this door goes into a hallway at which you are, or in which you are at the end. He turns right where there's immediately a door. Goes through that door. Where there's immediately a door. Goes through that door. I just need to make sure you understand what the fuck.
Yeah. Are these doors, are they keyed? Are they magically sealed? Is there air pressure changing as we move? Like, do we have factory vibes or alchemical? We've been walking in and out of Archie's Nonsense Kitchen for weeks now, so I imagine we're familiar with the feeling of walking through a door and going, alchemy.
That smells vaguely sulfurous.
Yeah.
Literally no description of the doors, so I'm gonna assume they're regular ass doors and not an airlock or
ass doors.
Thank you. They're not locked.
Yeah.
They're not an airlock. They're just doors. As you go between the second and third door, you can see that brick archway overhead.
Okay.
Yeah. As we're going, because I assume Baroom is following closer, like Archie will have Grom wait a quick half a step, and just be like, statue's a gargoyle. Like, just real quiet, just like, that statue's a gargoyle. And then just like proceed to keep going, but saying it quietly enough no one else hears.
Baroom would cast message back to the group and just go, I don't know what we're doing. I think I have to pick one creature. Targets one creature.
Yeah.
So probably target Grom, just to like relay back, because Grom has, or no, target Archie, because Archie has a more subtle, like, familiar that can fly. So just go like, I don't know where this is going. Oops. Sorry, I guess. I'm gonna take this as far as I can take this, basically, or I'm gonna take us through this, or I'm gonna talk for as long as I can.
Yeah, Archie's response will be, that statue's gargoyle.
Just very
Uh,
concerned about that.
Yeah, just cast message again. What?
Gargoyle, part of its face fell off.
Okay.
Concerned. Yeah, we still got to see if we can get information. Drelga. Eh. Dr-
Jirelga.
On
yeah.
Droga. Okay. But yeah, but as we're being led through doors, I figure that's the opportunity to cast message and
Yep. Absolutely. So after that third door, you find yourself in a warehouse, which is very clearly behind those double doors that you saw from outside. You can, in fact, see those double doors as you cross the warehouse. But he leads you to the back of the warehouse, where he goes through another door, and then immediately through another door.
oh my god.
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
I don't know why they have so many fucking doors like right next to each other.
So many
Um,
double doors?
Yeah. And as you go through this fifth door, you get a blast of heat. As this is very clearly a smithy. There is a forge in the back corner and vats of. Are those? Oh, those are 11 industrial ovens that line the walls. Oh, but 2 of them were replaced with forges. Wow. Okay, cool. And there is a very angry-looking dwarf woman in here working metal on an anvil. And she just looks up and stares daggers at Egrin.
Clan daggers?
I have art of her. Bam.
Oh shit.
Very angry looking dwarf woman.
Yeah, no, I feel
with
that.
with 5 head. I don't know why. I don't know why her forehead is so large. Or her face is so small. I don't know.
Or her hair is so big.
Yeah.
I think her eyes are too low.
I think her eyes are too low. Yeah, because her lips and nose are normal size, but her eyes are just too low. The artist wasn't having a great day.
Does she have a clan dagger?
She does.
Okay.
You have dwarf lore?
Yeah, I know.
Which is hilarious. So you can pretty quickly identify from the gemstone in the pommel that it is a Mulgrade clan dagger.
And because it has a gemstone, even though she's making shitty products.
She is not clanless. I'm trying to figure out how this conversation do. She just spits out what as she continues working. And Egrin ushers you all into the room as he says that these are some friends, he says very haltingly, who I think could be of great use to us. And she, like, misses a beat and then continues hammering.
Okay.
Is everyone filing into the room?
Yeah.
If I can have broken off in the warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can start looking around out there.
Thanks, Duolingo.
So I guess he's going through like a series of doors. Like I won't go through the fourth and fifth doors.
Okay. Will you send Fetch through?
Yes, Fetch will go through.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna stand by the door from the like arched hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'll stand there until like the next set of doors closes. Like I'm
Okay.
just like guarding where we came from.
Okay. I am so fucking thrown right now.
No.
As you as the doors close, you hear a tiny chorus of giggling and skittering, and you see a handful of 1 foot tall purple skinned creatures skittering about.
The warehouse?
Yeah.
I don't. Do I know what these are? Can I like recall knowledge or something?
You may recall knowledge. It's gonna be nature, or if you
Sure.
have an appropriate lore. I don't think you have an appropriate lore. You do not have an appropriate lore. It's gonna be nature.
Nature's fine.
Okay.
I would hope.
All right. So just broadly, what the fuck are these?
Yeah, like what the fuck are these?
Okay. So these are Jenkins, a type of gremlin that takes great pleasure in cursing precious objects. And it appears this warehouse is infested.
Well, I'm going to do my best to ignore them
Okay.
and just start searching around for documents or something.
Okay. So I will just give more description of the warehouse, since it was just an interstitial space and now it's an actual adventure space. Rows of iron and wood shelving, 8 feet tall, form aisles through much of this warehouse. Many of the shelves still have tightly spaced racks that you can tell by the design once stored freshly baked bread awaiting distribution. Several others have been retrofitted for small crates, but the warehouse is largely empty. And a functional cart, whatever the hell that means, is parked near the room's center, where a few dozen tools are scattered haphazardly. Other than the door you entered, the warehouse double doors, and the door that everyone else left through, there is another door immediately to your left as you enter.
Yeah, there's nothing in this room that looks like it would hold like paperwork or documents or something, then I'll go into that, which might be an office, maybe.
You're just gonna go right in?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Uh-huh.
So many things.
I could run into a gargoyle.
You could,
What are the chances there are two?
right? The door is locked.
Oh, well, there's that too. Fuck.
I didn't think I'd get this far.
So as the rest of you are filing into the room, Egrin just does a double take at not seeing Grom. And he has a demeanor that suggests a shrug, but he does not debase himself by actually shrugging.
Tool. Yeah.
As a pair of antlers sprout from his brow. And at this, the tattoos on the woman pop off of her skin and start to approach you menacingly as she raises her hammer similarly. And we're going to start next session with a split party and 2 encounters at the same time.
Lovely.
Guys, I think
You
perhaps,
done been tricked.
I think perhaps this was a trap.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why didn't we take Krohan with us?
He's busy, like, making amends with his family or something.
He can make amends with our corpses. I mean, like, come on. Guys.
I believe I have... Wow, that is... Okay. That's terrible art. So I have art to show you. Yeah.
And dwarves don't come standard with the antler growing ability?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know. I haven't been one for very long.
No, that one's just for Father Christmas over there.
Evil Father Christmas.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Krampus.
Yes.
And then this is terrible. So this is just stock art for the this tattoo guardian is what it's called. But just a tattoo that
tattoo
pops off your
flying.
skin and it is a creature effectively. So
How do I get one of them?
That's a good fucking question. And if I recall correctly, it's a secret.
I mean, is the secret kill her and steal the ritual from her skin?
Who's to say? God, you guys are so fucked. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying.
I mean,
Trying to see if I can get a better picture of her tattoos. I feel like. Okay, I mean, sure, that's something. Where'd it go? There it is. Whoop.
It's okay, Fetch can help a little bit with me not there.
It's true. There we go. Slightly more detail.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we might now be locked in a room with people that can be affected by mental abilities. So Archie might actually get to play with some of his other spells.
Yeah.
Before he dies?
I am quite frankly a little gobsmacked at how utterly differently that went from everything I expected.
we effectively did a kind of sort of almost stealth and didn't fail immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know at what point we failed.
But now you get the classic Colville screw.
It'll be
I
great.
feel like I feel like we're still just chaining all encounters at the same time.
I don't know how to not chain every encounter together.
We didn't chain the gargoyle one.
That's true. You managed to pull away from the gargoyle.
Oh, we don't know how far that rubber band works. It might come in.
Oh god.
There's double doors for noise reasons.
So that's where we're
No.
gonna end today.
No one can hear you scream.
You have a week to question your life's decisions and maybe come up with battle tactics. I do think I will just slap you down on the map, so that you can see like where the fuck. And I'm going to just jam everyone in the same space for convenience. Okay. We're gonna go to combat. I need to close all these things. You have black and white vision.
Oh, is it really pretty in here too?
Those what?
That was a door.
Ah, that was the sound.
So this is the first room with the L-shaped kajigger. The lounge with very, very nice gargoyle on yon wall. Yep. Hallway with door. Archway with door. Warehouse. Grom made it as far as this door. And everyone else made their way through the warehouse. I need to keep panning. Through this door.
Yes, Fetch. Show me what you see.
Into this fucking hallway. And then into the forge.
Okay, at least the room's not tiny.
Thank God.
Yeah. I'm assuming Baroom would be in the front.
I love it so much.
And then... Oh, is there a button? Hey, everyone, oh wait, I have to actually reveal him first. So everyone, God damn it, pay close attention to Egrin. Hiya. Oh, that was way less cool than I thought it would be.
He looks like he wants to start his like rap career.
Yeah. That was less cool than I was hoping. It just
I do
pop,
love that the antlers
pop.
go over the border.
Yeah, that is really cool. But yeah, that's built into the module to swap his token.
Nice.
Suddenly he's evil.
So yeah, I think Fetch probably like he deliberately would have been not adjacent to anybody. So that's where we're starting out. Do I have Jenkins? I don't even know. Where are the Jenkins tokens? Whatever, I'll find them. Yeah, that's where we'll start next session.
Oh boy.
How you feeling?
Not so great.
Cool.
I felt better.
Just gonna close all these doors.
Why? Why? Are we trapped in here? Is that why you're closing the door?
I mean, Grom specifically said he was gonna wait until the next door closed.
Yes.
I did. That is the
You
thing that I
really
said.
did. How dare you use those words that we said against us?
Uh-huh. Like, I would have been happy to just leave the doors open. But
I also didn't know like what I could see and what I couldn't see. Like I couldn't see the other doors, so I don't know how loud doors in the warehouse would have been.
I mean,
Those sound like big slabs of stone being moved.
hang on. Let me go to the wall controls.
The other door effect is creaky wood. I think there's only two options.
No, there's 5, 10, like 20 options.
Oh shit.
But the option that they chose for this one is stone.
Yes. Wait, there's stone, there's creaky wood. What other the other?
We have futuristic fast, futuristic hydraulic, futuristic force field, industrial, comma creaky, jail, magical door, magical wall, metal, sliding comma metal, sliding comma modern, sliding comma wood, stone, comma rocky, stone comma sandy, wood comma basic, wood comma creaky, wood comma heavy.
I love that there's just a sound called jail.
I feel like the
Hang on.
That's perfectly normal.
That's
jail?
straight to jail.
Oh. No. I think a module that I have is interfering with a feature that is now baked into Foundry. So I'll have to look into modules. Jordan, add to the list. Fix my fucking door sounds. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing. Did we have a single chatter?
Yeah.
We had one chatter.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're doing great.
I love this for us.
If you're watching us on Twitch, all one of you, check us out on YouTube. We got all the episodes over there. If you're watching us on YouTube, check us out on Twitch so that we can have more than one of you. We're live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and some other time in some other time zones, including something 15 in that one time zone that's off by 15 minutes because the world hates every single software developer. Anyway, join our Discord at discord.thegildedtroll.tv, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time on the Pathfinders.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.